that movie Thinner, where they ate that damn pie.
Yeah.
That's what that soul cake reminds me. It's going to eat your soul.
No, that soul cake is
good
for your damn soul. It's like soul food. That's what it is. Maybe I'm just hungry. I like it. I have some cool stuff. What else do you have about the history, Ashley?
Actually, Chinese culture. The 7th month of the Chinese calendar is the Ghost Month, a time when spirits and ghosts emerge from the lower realms on the 15th day of the month, and it usually is in August. The dead are supposed to visit the living. The spirits roam the streets and are said to have been neglected by their kin, therefore have long, needle-thin necks due to starvation, because the gates of both heaven and hell open. So the legend goes, living relatives perform Buddhist or Taoist rituals to wash away the suffering of the dead. In countries such as Hong Kong and Taiwan, residents will make colorful paper incense sticks in shape of dragons, burn fake hell currency, and offer various paper goods to their ancestors. A Native American culture, cannibalism is associated with inviting malevolent spirits into your body. Tribes fear the so-called Wendigo.
Wendigo,
yeah, a demonic creature that may take possession of someone's body. The Wendigos are said to have stalked during winter in times of famine. People could essentially invite the Wendigo into them by partaking in cannibalism, or the evil spirit could enter their body through a dream.
Hey, if y'all really want to check that out, it's kind of cool. You gotta watch that Grimm episode, and it's kind of cool that it shows that on there. I love watching Grimm. I don't know about y'all, but anyway, it was kind of cool. That's why I knew it was a Wendigo. It was a Native American thing. It was kind of neat.
All Hallow Eves in the Western cultures around October 31st is the mark of the beginning of the Celtic New Year. During Samhain, the barrier between the spirit world and the ordinary one was said to especially thin, allowing fairies and other spirits to wreak havoc on crops, livestock, if not given offerings and treats. The souls of dead relatives were also said to revisit their homes.
Wait a minute, Ashley. What about the pumpkins that we were talking about? Give them a story on the pumpkins, man.
Okay, the pumpkins is a fun fall activity where actually it was the Celtic folklore tells the tale of a drunken farmer named Jack.
You like that one, do you?
Yeah. Who tricked the devil, but his trickery assaulted in him, being turned away from both the gates of heaven and hell after he died, having no choice but to wander around the darkness of purgatory. Jack made a lantern from a turnip and a burning lump of coal that the devil had tossed him from hell. Jack, the story goes, used the lantern to guide his lost souls. As such, the Celtics believed that placing jack-o'-lanterns outside would help guide lost spirits home when they wander the streets on Halloween. Originally made use a hollowed-out turnip with a small candle inside, jack-o'-lanterns, frightening carved faces, also served to scare away evil spirits away. When the Irish potato famine of 1846 forced Irish families to flee to North America, the tradition came with them. Since turnips were hard to come by in the States at the time, pumpkins were used as a substitute.
Did you see a picture of a turnip?
No.
Them sons of bitches are scary. Like, you gotta, like, if I could find a picture, I'll put it online for y'all people. But you really, if you look at that shit, like, they were, like, I was thinking, oh, it's a turnip. It's, like, part purple and stuff. Fuck, no, it's not.
I don't know why I think that thing has, like, a carved, scary-ass face on it.
The turnip is horrible. Because what it looks like, almost like,
a baby head?
It's sort of.
I was thinking that.
But it had like a, if it's longer and stuff, and they did not do eyes like we do. They're just like cut little slits, and then the mouth is a slit. Scary as shit, man. I mean, that takes like trick-or-treating, and if you put a turnip on your porch, like to a different level, man. I mean, I don't know about that right there. But anyway, a turnip is scary, that's all. Pumpkins are nice and delightful. They're round and voluptuous, just like me.
We just like fat shit. I like fat kids. I like fat animals. I just like them fat. You can't trust them unless they're fat.
I agree. Now, I got about 40 topics here and there that we're going to touch on. First of all, these fun facts about Halloween are delightful. Number one is, the movie in Halloween, it was actually, the original was in 1978. Well, they had a very, very cheap budget. So they were like, we got to go get a mask. And that mask has got to be cheap-ass mask. So that's where Michael Myers' mask came. It wasn't because it was just, this would be kind of cool and this would be something normal people have. It's because they were cheap, people. So what they did it actually was a William Shatner from Star Trek mask.
I would think that would be expensive.
No, it was just like at a normal store. You got to think in the 70s, Star Trek was like really easy. I mean, it's not a high production mass, dude. You know what I'm saying? So they just grab one at your local Walmart or whatever. William Shatner did not know about this, and later on he said that he was honored to know about it. Actually, what we talked on a little bit about, the turnips right there is jack-o'-lantern. Scary shit, people. You need to look that up because they're not like a round, like a head. It's kind of like a elongated. Root. Yeah, it's crazy shit, man.
There was something. There was some kind of story that had like screaming roots or something.
Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah.
And I can't remember what it was. It's like they put them under their bed, and it was like screaming roots. You got to feed blood.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know what that was off of. People know what that is. Let us know. Anyway, Halloween is the second highest grossing holiday after Christmas. I'm going to give you some numbers about haunted houses here in a little bit, people, and that shit is crazy. The word witch comes from Old English wick, meaning wise woman, in which Wiccan were highly respected among the people of their time. The beliefs of which actually held their two meetings, the Sabbaths, was on the night of Halloween.
A little fun thing about the witches on one that I looked up is a stereotypical image of the haggard witch with a pointy black hat and a warty nose stirring a magical potion in her cauldron actually stems from the pagan goddess known as Crone, who was honored during Samhain. The crone was also known as the Old One, the Earth Mother, who symbolized wisdom, change, and turning of the season.
Today, I bet she was pretty.
She was ugly.
No. I bet the goddess, I bet she was pretty.
She had a warty nose. Stirring a potion. No, she wasn't pretty.
Well, I don't know. I mean, back in the day, I mean, the goddess, she sounds pretty. Goddess sounds pretty.
Oh, God.
I'm just saying.
Okay, in her cauldron, the pagans Celtic believed that after death, all souls went into a crone's cauldron, which symbolized the earth, mother's womb. Here, the souls awaited reincarnation as the goddess stirring allowed for new souls to enter the cauldron and old souls to be reborn.
Oh, man.
That image of the cauldron of life has now been replaced by the steaming, bubbling, ominous brew.
But that's kind of cool because I got to tell you something. This fella I knew one time, Rachel Rawson introduced him to me. It's a fella, he thought he was reincarnated as a Jim Morris, I gotta tell you. But he used to think that he told me about this, but he was Wiccan, so maybe this is where this is coming from. He said it was it was like a pool, and it was constantly filling up with souls, and souls would come down and souls would come back in. When a human went out and there was no souls left in that pool, that's when you got the Antichrist.
That was off Hercules, too.
Was it?
The cartoon? Yeah.
That son of a bitch probably watched Hercules. He was crazy. Thought he was damn Jim Morrison. Didn't have good teeth or nothing. I swear to goodness. Well, anyway, Rachel Ross, her love life. We can go into a book on that, and I tell you, honey. Anyway, Samhainophobia is the fear of Halloween. I know we're not pronouncing Samhain correctly, because over there, like the Gaelic and the Celtic way and this and that and other, it's pronounced different. But over here it is, so we're slaughtering the shit out of it in the English language. But I just wanted to let y'all know, Samhainophobia is actually the fear of Halloween. 50% of kids prefer to receive chocolate candy on Halloween, compared to 24% who prefer non-chocolate candy, and 10% prefer gum. Well, isn't that delightful? Hey, this is kind of cool, though.
No percent wants no damn toothbrush or stickers.
Yeah.
Assholes and dental floss.
Oh. Keep that shit to yourself. Halloween is for rotten teeth all the way around. Don't give me no toothbrush. Anyway, the owl is a popular Halloween image. This is kind of cool. In medieval Europe, owls were thought to be witches. To hear an owl's cry actually meant that you would actually maybe pass away.
Well, yeah. I got a few on the animals of Halloween, too. The black cats. It's often used as a symbol of bad luck. Black cats grace many Halloween decorations. The black cat's bad reputation dates back to dark ages when the witch hunts were commonplace. Elderly solitary women were often accused of witchcraft, and their pet cats were said to be the familiars or demonic cat that had been given them by the devil. Another medieval myth told that Satan turned himself into a cat with socializing with witches. But nowadays, they just think that, they're bad luck and mischief.
That's crazy. I was looking up this one thing about cats. And it was crazy. It was during the time, the Druids, apparently back in the day, the Druids were mean shits, man. I don't know if there's any Druids around or not, but you know what I'm saying. They would actually take, the thing about the cats that's so synonymous with Halloween is that they would take and have these like fires, which later on we're going to talk about a little bit, but they would actually take cats, put them in like these wicker cages and throw them into the fires. Poor cats.
God, could you imagine the sound and smell of that?
Oh, Lord. Oh, my goodness.
Oh.
One of the largest pumpkins. Oh, you still going to talk? We're
I
going to talk about. We're
I
going to talk
got
about.
bats.
Go
One
on, talk
myth
about
was
that.
if a bat was spotted flying around one's house 3 times, it was meant that someone in the house would die soon. Another myth was that if a bat flew into your house, it was a sign that your house was haunted because ghosts let the bat in. Spiders, apparently, everybody thinks they're scared as shit, but one superstition held that if a spider falls into a candle-lit lamp and is consumed by the flame, witches are nearby. If you spot a spider on Halloween, goes to another superstition, it means that a spirit of a deceased loved one is watching over you.
Lord, our whole house is infested with spiders, man. God darn. I mean, not really bad, but like even when we moved here,
bitches are fighting me for candy bars.
I know they go take a candy, then you got to kill them like that fella in the beginning. Our uncle was like, to make sure you put this stuff around the house because there's an abundance of spiders around here, and we don't know why. But on my porch, man, they writing us letters. That Charlotte's Web shit.
Yeah.
And my dad would be like, "No, don't bother them. They're good luck." What the hell? Brown Cruz, or whatever you're going to call it.
It ain't very good luck when that bitch bites you and fights you for food.
I know. Got to let him drag it on in his corner. I ain't fighting him.
Animals, all that. Keeps the rats down.
I know, man. The largest pumpkin ever measured to be grown was by Norm Carvin. And that's kind of cool. Yeah.
Carvin pumpkin.
Yeah. He broke the world record in 1993 with 836-pound pumpkin. Then you got, let's see, we were talking about the trick-or-treat evolved from the Celtic tradition. Put out treats and food for placent ghosts. We know that one. Souling, I was telling you about that. The poor would go door to door and offering food in exchange for soul cakes. The first known mention of trick-or-treating in print in North America occurred in 1927. Halloween is short for Hallows Eve, or Hallows Evening, which is the evening before All Hallows, sanctified or holy day, or Halmas. Isn't that kind of like Christmas, Halmas? On November 1st. In an effort to convert pagans, the Christian church decided that Halmas, or All Saints' Day, November 1st, and All Souls' Day, November 2nd, would come together for the sacred pagan holiday, which fell on October 31st. Let's see. Ireland. Yes, we got that. We already talked about the yes.
Okay, another one is some little, gifts that I found on this really downer website. Was pure logic concludes that real life vampires are impossible.
Because now you done broke somebody's damn heart.
They're like, it is not true. I am a vampire. Actually, on January 1st, 1600, the human population was a really big ass number. If the first vampire came into existence that day and bit one person a month, there would have been 2 vampires.
Count them,
by
2.
February 1st and 1600. A month later, there would have been 4, and so on. In just 2.5 years, the original human population would have all became vampires. Oh, it's all bullshit.
Blah, 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 bullshit.
Yeah. Consuming almond joys and other Halloween chocolates does not ward off cancer. That's just not my religion to believe that. It actually helps the circulation and relaxing of vascular tissues. Also, ladies, it's also comparable to sex. Chocolate, it gives off the same endorphins as sex. But it doesn't cure cancer. But it makes me happy, so that's all that matters. If you have a better chance of being hit by a car in a dark street than finding a secret razor blade in your candy. Well, thank you, website.
Oh, yeah, that is nice. I gotta tell you about that's really cool. Some stuff we gotta go over.
And then, ease your mind, people. Ease your mind. There has not been a single case of any child being molested by a convicted sex offender while trick-or-treating.
Thank goodness.
No, it ain't convicted. Shit.
They getting away with it still on Halloween. Shit. Lord have mercy. That's a wonderful sight you got to, Ashley.
bring the myth.
Yes, you do. All right. Did you know that Harry Houdini was one of the most famous and mysterious magicians who ever lived? We've talked about him before and his role.